Our next unit is covering fractions. The first thing we're going to do is add and subtract like fractions. Now this will be mostly review. There'll be a little bit of borrowing in here, which you may remember from last year, and we're going to review that also. In 1 through 4, you're converting each improper fraction to a mixed number. So let's review how to do that, and you will complete 3 of the 4 on your own. To convert 8/3 into a mixed number, we're going to do 8, remember the top number goes on the inside, divided by 3. Top number goes on the inside, 8 divided by 3. Well, 3 goes into 8 2 times, that's 6, and we have a remainder of 2, and so 2 will go over our divisor, which is 3. 2 and 2/3 will be the answer to number 1. In number 2, you're going to have 28 on the inside divided by 3, and your remainder, after you have divided out, your remainder will go over 3 to make the fraction next to the whole number. So complete 2, 3, and 4, improper fractions to mixed numbers. Changing mixed numbers to improper fractions, let's review that. We can do the check method. We're going to multiply and add. So we'll multiply 2 times 2 for 4 and add 1 for 5 halves. You keep the same denominator as your fraction. Multiply and add, the check method. Okay, so you're going to multiply and add and keep your thirds as your denominator here in number 2. So I want you to go ahead and change your mixed numbers to improper fractions. Once again, you're going to multiply and then add, the check method, and keep your same denominator. Okay, you're going to do 3 and 4, 2, 3, and 4. Adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. When we already have like denominators, we don't need a common denominator. We already have one. So let's look at adding with like denominators first. When we're adding, we're simply adding numerators. You're going to add your numerators. So over here with our fourths, we're going to have 1/4 plus 3/4 is 4/4. Okay? And 5 plus 0 is 5. So now we have 5 and 5/4. So we add our numerators, add wholes, and then convert improper fractions. Okay, so you're going to add the numerators first for your fraction and make your new fraction. Add your whole numbers together, and when you get your answer, you'll convert any improper fractions. Well, we know that 4 over 4 makes 1 whole. So now I have 5 plus 1, so this answer is 6. Okay, let's see what else we got on here. All right, we're going to do one more together. All right, this is 12 and 7/10. 12 and 7/10 plus 3 and 4/10. So 7 plus 4 is 11/10. 12 plus 3 is 15. 11/10 is improper, so this is going to be 15 plus, when I change 11/10 to a mixed number, it's 11 divided by 10. It comes out 1 time with a remainder of 1, so 1 and 1/10 is my mixed number, and that makes 16 and 1/10 for my answer. Okay, you're going to do 3 and 4 on your own. Now when you have a whole number with no fraction, this is like saying 20 and 0/4. Okay, that's like saying 20 and 0/4 there since there's no fraction. All right, 3 and 4. 5 and 6 are subtraction. Let's do those together. Number 5, we're simply going to subtract because we have more in our first fraction, 7/8, it's larger than our second fraction, 5/8. So 7 minus 5 is 2/8, and 5 minus 4 is 1, 1 and 2/8. Now we must always simplify. So this becomes 1 and 1/4. I want you to do number 6 on your own. In number 7, and number 8, we're going to have to borrow. We're going to have to borrow in number 7 and number 8. So I'm going to do number 8 with you. We have 1/8 minus 5/8. Now, we're not going to end up with a negative fraction because we have 5 wholes here and only 4 there. So we're going to be able to, let's see if I can move this little box here. We're going to be able to borrow and get enough of a fraction that we can subtract 5/8. So here's what we do. We have 5 and 1/8 minus 4 and 5/8. We cannot subtract these two. We'll get a negative number, but we have more whole numbers here, so we shouldn't need to get a negative number. What we're going to do is we're going to change our 5. We're going to borrow 1 from our 5. So now we have 4 left, and then we have 1 and 1/8. So we borrowed 1 from our 5 and made 4, and then we're going to add the 1 to our fraction to get 1 and 1/8. Well, I can't subtract with a mixed number. I have to have an improper fraction. So this is going to become 4, and when I do my check method, 1 times 8 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9/8. This becomes 4 and 9/8 minus 4 and 5/8. Okay? So we change our mixed number here. We have to borrow 1. We change it to a 4 with a mixed number, 4 and 1 and 1/8. Okay? Then we take our mixed number 1 and 1/8 and change it to an improper fraction, and then we subtract. So now I have 4/8. When I subtract 9 minus 5, I get 4. 4 minus 4 is 0, so I'm not going to write anything here. And then I need to simplify 4/8 to 1/2 for my final answer. Okay, let's see if we got more of these just so we can practice some more. Oh, we do. Very good. All right, so when we're subtracting over here, we're going to borrow 1 from our 20, and we're going to make it 19 plus 1. Now this 1 is going to have to become a fraction, and I'm going to use the same denominator here. So now I'm going to have 19 and 4/4, and I'm going to subtract 7 and 3/4 from that. Let's look at another one, number 9. All right. So now here I have 12 and 7/10 minus 3 and 9/10. Well, I can't subtract the 9 from the 7. And I've got enough whole numbers that I can borrow. So I'm going to have to borrow here. So this is going to become, I'm going to borrow 1 from the 12 and make it 11 and 1 and 7/10. So now I have 11 and 1 and 7/10. Now I'm going to change my 1 and 7/10 into an improper fraction. So now I'm going to have 11, and then 10 plus 7 is 17/10. 11 and 17/10 minus 3 and 9/10. I want you to go ahead and complete that. And you're also going to do number 10 here. All right. You are going to complete in class, you're going to complete the adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators the next time we're in class. If you want to practice one of these with borrowing, 5 and, let's see, 5 and 5/8 minus 2 and 7/8, if you want to practice that borrowing on your own.